Okay, today we're going to look at a Brown & Sharpe MICROMASTER. This is a nice big heavy grinder. It's a 12 by 36 with a Walker, OS Walker 12 by 36 interlock chuck on here, and a brand new OS Walker Smart B chuck controller. It has all automatic functions. You have residual to take the magnetism out of your workpiece, as well as a variable hold up there on top. Machine's currently wired for 440 volts. You have an above the wheel dresser. You have a column that's going in and out, and on this particular model you have some extra stuff. You have a rapid up and a rapid down. Now the down has a brake on it. As soon as you let go of the button, it comes to a stop. It doesn't drift or roll. I've seen that on other machines, so that's a pretty nice feature. The over-the-wheel dresser, you have to have this cracked just a little bit here, enough so that the table doesn't move. And then when you pull this out, your dresser moves out to a certain point and then goes back in. This knob here you use to adjust the actual stroke. This other knob here, you pull it out, you flip that lever up, and it trips it and it lets it come back. The speed is adjusted up here. As far as your control, now another way people like to put the diamond sometimes on the table and hold it with the magnet and go in and out with the hand wheel, which you could do, but this has a truing feature on it where you have a nice speed there, what they consider a general dressing speed. Anything slower or faster, you'd probably have to use the hand wheel. But that allows you to feed down a little bit, then let it come across, dress your wheel, feed down a little bit, and let it go back. You also have a rapid where it'll go faster. This is mainly just to get from the front of the chuck to the back of the chuck. Now it's going to stop before it gets to the end here, because on this grinder you have these dogs, reversal dogs, that you can slide along this bar. At its fullest length you will cover the entire chuck, but if you're only working on a small block, you want to try to set these so that you reverse the same amount in front as the same amount in back. So with this setup, what it does is it'll stop at that so that the operator can just turn around and flip this and then go back the other way when you're in the grinding mode. These are your table dogs here. These, you can squeeze these together and slide them in and out with a little effort, and that's a good thing also. So now we want to come forward. I go this way. But if you decide to use the automatic down feed, that changes it a little bit. Now if we go over to automatic cross-feed grinding, when it hits the dog in the side of the column, it will automatically reverse. And this no longer needs to be up or down, it can just go in the center. So you'll see when we hit the dog, number one, we're going to reverse. Number two, we're going to feed here. I'm going to shorten this up so the video can go a little quicker. So when we hit that dog, you keep your eye right here, you're going to see that feed. There you go. So now we're coming forward again across your workpiece. We're going to feed again. Now this business right here, this is your fine feed adjustment. You pull that out and you rotate that, not while it's running though, and you can change the dial so it changes where it ends up. So in effect, changing the size. This cross-feed one here also has a fine feed dial on it. And then this is for moving your table by hand. So the whole thing could actually be used by hand if you wanted to. Has a nice little coolant tank on the side here. Everything swirls down and around through the casting and deposits all the water and stuff right into the coolant tank. You also have a plunge grinding mode. Once I go over to the right position, You no longer have the column moving or the cross side moving. It's just feeding each time the table goes back and forth, as you see here now. You have a dead stop here if you choose to use it, so it won't go beyond the 0. This is your adjustment for the size of this increment. It has a little lock on it so that if you set it at some adjustment, you could lock it, maybe keep an operator from changing it. The same with the speed of your table. You can adjust so that it can only go so fast and then lock it. Here, this knob here will adjust the size of your step when you go back into the surface grinding mode, when we bring our column back in. So the more I open this up, the bigger the step I'm going to get. The more I close it, the smaller a step I'm going to get. So that's it. I can tell you that this is a nice grinder, heavy duty. This is the Brown & Sharpe 12x36 MicroMaster. It's wired for 440 volts, 3-phase, and she's working real nice. Thank you.